Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and Sohoraim Tovim. Welcome to the midday plenary session. Once again, your master of ceremonies, Middle East correspondent for Bloomberg BNA, and a longtime friend of our crowd, Matthew Kalman.
Hi, how was lunch? Yeah? We just broke another record, which is that the line for the meatless burger was the longest line ever seen in this building. So, congratulations. If anybody has any left over and I could taste it afterwards, that would be great. Welcome back to the midday session. We hope you enjoyed the breakouts and lunch, and now we'd like to welcome one of the major sponsors who's helped make today's summit possible. From the global business law firm of Sidley, please welcome Effie Vasipoulos.
Thank you, Matthew. Welcome back, everyone. Good afternoon. It's great to be here in Israel. John certainly promised us an event that we'd never forget. And who could ever forget today's event? It's fantastic to be here. It's a real pleasure to be here with my good friend Janet Zagoran, who's a longtime friend and advisor to our crowd. It's a particular privilege to be here during a year when we're celebrating and focusing on the theme of impact investing, a matter extremely close to my heart and my law firm Sidley, a longtime advocate of the startup. Before Sidley came to the public consciousness as the place where the Obamas had their first date, I like to think that for over 150 years, we've focused on and grown with our startup clients. And there's no startup that's closer to our heart than the startup that's looking to make a meaningful difference in the world, just as John Medved and our speakers this morning have so passionately described. Israel's first female Prime Minister, Golda Meir, once famously lamented, "Let me tell you something that we Israelis have against Moses. He took us 40 years through the desert in order to bring us to the one spot in the Middle East that has no oil." But in hearing all the presentations here today, it's quite clear that Moses knew exactly what he was doing, because the asset was always right there. Thank you. The asset was always right there in the ability of the Israelis to innovate, to create, and to want to do so in a way that moves us all forward in the right direction. And today, Israel is a thriving center of innovation, one of the world's largest and most prolific. And there are few better examples of that than the innovation epicenter that our crowd represents. As we've heard this morning, right here in Israel is where we're finding the solution for water conservation and climate change. Right here is where we're developing technology that will power future missions to unexplored corners of the universe. Right here is where we're solving some of the great challenges that continue to plague us in the healthcare arena. And right here in Israel is where Israeli researchers have announced just this year that they found the cure for cancer. No small thing. Thank you. And while we wholeheartedly embrace the startup that's looking to make an impact in any field, our signature impact cause is in the oncology area and the treatment of cancer. I'm an investment fund formation partner. I'm based in Hong Kong. We have a particular admiration and respect for Israel. And while it's true that my law firm, Sidley, is known for representing brand name fund managers, and we are a market leader that's established hundreds of investment funds that invest across the spectrum, our work for impact funds that are really focused on moving the collective cause forward, especially on healthcare issues, and as this relates to cancer treatment, is the holiest grail of all for us and the reason why I'm here. Our work in this area is completely pro bono. And while there's definitely a business end to much of what we do, we don't take money for this or from people who are trying to cure cancer. We try and help these people. We pay this forward. Thank you. We pay this forward as our own personal impact statement, just as John mentioned this morning that we should all do, and I applaud him for that and agree with him wholeheartedly. So, if you have an idea that could be a game changer in the healthcare area, I'd like to hear from you. If you're having trouble developing your concept, I'd like to hear from you and I'd like to help you. The startup requires a lot of hard work and determination, to be sure, some luck, good timing, and from what I've heard here today, our crowd, but having good lawyers never hurt anyone either. Enjoy the rest of this afternoon's sessions. I look forward to meeting you all at the Sidley booth. Thank you very much.